A feature that a lot of people like about Carlbot is its ability to make reaction role verification setups, so that when someone joins a server, they are unable to see anything except for, let's say, the rules channel. They can't see anything but the rules channel, and they have to click a reaction to get access to the rest of the server. This can be a kind of protective measure against other bots and anything else that can spam your server. So let's figure out how to set that up today in probably the most efficient way possible. There's a few ways to set up, but this is the best way that I have found. So we're going to be setting it up for this server. Our verification message will be in this rules channel, and these other channels will be blocked to the view of anyone who joins until they verify. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that everything is set up fine in your server for when we do this. First things first, let's go to our server settings, go to the roles area, and select a role that people will get after they verify. You need to have one of these. Most people say their role is like member, or maybe like novice, or just something that signifies that this is the base role. We're going to be using this green member role today. So let's scroll down here and make sure that it has this permission: read text channels and see voice channels. This must be green for this role. Next, we're going to go to this gray at everyone role. Every server has these. It is at the bottom of the role list. So then we go back down to read text channels and see voice channels and make it gray. Then we click Save Changes. So then we go back up here, make sure that Carlbot is above the member role, otherwise it can't assign it, and make sure that it has the manage roles permissions. Just if it's your bot role and Carlbot has it, or if it's the default Carlbot role, it's fine. Carlbot just needs to have these permissions and be above the member role. Okay, cool. Next things, we have to go to our user settings, then go to appearance, scroll down a little bit, make sure developer mode is on. It looks like this when it is on. This is off, and this is on. Make sure it's on. Important. Okay, so we have that set up, and you can see that my alt went off the user list here. That's fine. We're going to fix that in a second. Let's just use this general channel for setting up bot commands, but first let's make a little message that will have the reaction role on it. So let's say, click the white check mark to verify and gain access to the rest of the server! Exclamation point. Now let's right click it, click copy ID, go back over to general, then type RR add, paste that message ID. Now we do the white check mark and then member. Boom, added. You can delete this if you want, doesn't matter. If you look here, you can see that it's added here. So the next step that we're going to do is we're going to do RR verify and then that message ID. So what this does is it makes it so if you click on the rules and you get the role, it gives you this, and then you cannot remove the role. So I cannot just go ahead and remove my access to the rest of the server. Now we need to make sure that everyone can actually see the rules channel. You can see that my alt isn't on this side of the user bar over here, so it cannot see anything. We go to edit channel on the rules channel, we go to permissions, and then we green tick this read messages. And if you want to make it so no one can post messages there, then you want to go ahead and red tick the send messages. This keeps it really simple and clean, and if you haven't seen my video on overrides, I really suggest checking it out. That will allow you to be able to really understand what I just did there a little bit more. If you want to make sure that the bot can post there, if you have the bot posting your rules, then you want to go ahead and do that. Now we click escape. Now we can see that my alt can see this, but it isn't here. So let me go to my alt screen real quick. And here we go. Now I can't see anything in general. And I think I have read message history off. Or something. Let me just restart Discord. Sometimes this stuff is buggy. Okay, there we go. If it doesn't show up for someone, have them restart Discord. But if anyone else joined your server after that, it'll work just fine. So now we click this. It sees everything. You can click on it. Now they can chat on it. And if you look really closely up here, a lot of servers that use verifications have this ugly little lock icon on most of their channels. Because we set it up in a way that @everyone isn't denied in the channel permissions to read the channel, then it doesn't have the lock mark. As a little side note, when you're setting this up, you want to make sure that you do not give members a role upon joining. Because if that role has the read text channels and see voice channels permission, then your verification setup will completely just not work. Also, a plus of not having a role given upon joining is that you can use Discord's built-in purge feature for inactives. So now my ult can see everything, and that's it. It's done. If you have any questions, feel free to message me in the Carlbot support server, or ping me there, of course. And if you are confused on overrides at all, then I suggest checking out my override channel series. Alrighty, have fun for your verifications.